Hello, this is Eric of Not Bio Studio, and today we're going to be going through some of the really bad quirks of the Zoom F3, depending how you're using it, depending on how you're connecting it. So if I use a battery pack, I could have a problem, and if I'm using batteries with the device, there is a problem I experienced. So we're going to go through that, as well as some settings I missed talking about, including transferring to the PC the proper way rather than an SD card out to here. Doing it the way I did in my other video, I still had audio because I was using my audio interface, the Zoom F3, to do my video. Keep that in mind. Now, I'll comment when I get there, so watch for that. Now let's get started. Studio. So we have this right here, and if I choose this file format, and I press enter, we can see I have mono or stereo. So right now we're both speakers, and if I go down and choose OK, now we're one speaker only. So that gives you your left and right channel or both together by having one mic in place. The idea of pre-record is you can record up to 3 seconds ahead of time. I don't know who would use that, but it's something to note. One thing that's interesting, we also have a line out level. So this looks like a line out for playing and pausing. So we play back, our playback level. Now, one thing I missed in the original review is this that you see right now scrolling across. So this way we can actually transfer through USB to the PC. Rather, I actually connected the micro SD card to the PC in my other video. So this way I'm going to connect to the PC and see if I can transfer the files. Let's press enter. Now, if you didn't catch that, there was no audio once I connected it to transfer files USB to PC. So yeah, that's a thing. So now we have our interface files open directly from the audio interface, and I click the file and open it on my PC. Phantom power through both using my adapter. There we go. That's a recording. In our menu under System, that's where we're going to find our power. So we're going to have to select that one. Let's see if I can enter. Now we see power and power type. Keep in mind, if you have auto power off set on, if you make no operations within that given amount of time, if you choose 10 minutes or whatever, it'll automatically power itself off. I believe when it's connected to batteries, it's in the user manual. So we're going to choose the correct battery for the job, or else we might get a power off situation as I did. Now, out of the package, you're going to see the lights on like this. Now, if you want to save power, you want to turn that LCD screen off. So I'm going to go down to System, and then I'm going to go to Enter. Then we're going to go down to LCD, go back to Enter, and we're going to change that backlight to off, because if we have it off, it's not going to take so much power. There we go. So now it's a lot dimmer, and you'll save yourself a world of battery life. After 1 minute, when you have it turned on, is to turn that backlight off. So if you need it, you have it. So contrast, we can change our contrast to see how much we can see our screen. Problems with the audio when connecting the same battery bank as the camera's dummy batteries, so not fun. That means we have to use 2 different batteries, one for this and one separate one for the camera. Now let's see if this actually works. If I'm saving it to memory card, it's just the audio to camera that's really messed up. And that's what you're hearing right now is the audio from the memory card. How is this coming through? So it might be just the ports, and I don't know why using the same battery bank as the camera is a problem. This controller that caused the MI, because this is the only really wireless signal that was happening between those devices. And I don't have any wind muff on, there's no fur muff, so we are going to get some wind noise, probably for sure. When it comes to phantom power, we also have the option for 24 volts as well as 48 volts. And this Rode M5 can run on either. So keep that in mind. We have little extra option rather than just 48 volts. Now we can see both these mics are open channel. This is where we can go here and we can choose our on off and then simply turn it off. And now I can go back as long as I'm seeing this properly, geez. And you can see it's now grayed out. So we just have our one running as interface. Cool. For say timestamps, you're going to need the Bluetooth adapter, and you need something like an Ultra Zinc Blue or a Tentacle D, I believe D Tentacle, whatever it's called. But yeah, you need something to sync up your camera and your time codes in here together through Bluetooth connection on this particular device. So I still really like my Zoom F3. So my Vocaster 2 or the Scarlett 2i2 have to be connected to PC. At least the Zoom F3, I do not need to connect to PC. I did a bit of a vlogging video between the Rode NTG and this M5 to find out the difference in audio using my Zoom F3. I'm not going to do that with my Vocaster. I can't go out in the middle of nowhere without a computer. With this, I can. If you're not already, please consider subscribing to Not Bio Studio. And if you're already subscribed, thank you very much. You are awesome. Let's learn about audio together. Ask questions so I can learn and you can learn. And this video is partially finding problems that I had because I use things quite different than most people. Most people throw in batteries. They don't connect to a battery pack. They don't have their camera on a dummy battery like I will. So I can actually experience a lot of different issues. So if you do run into something, you'll already know how to solve it, or you'll know how to tweak your system to get more battery life, or find what setting you need to reduce some background noise per se. This is Eric of Not Bio Studio. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a most wonderful day. Now for finding out about the battery pack, if it's going to be a difference here, we have this other brand. Let's see if we can see the brand name. And, well, you'll see the rest here. Oh yeah, some of the settings. Well, I see why the power turned off with the nickel metal. Well, now I see why the power turned off with nickel metal hydride. Let's see if we can see these.